basically the LeBron James. The kind of hype that LeBron came into the NBA with, Caitlin Clark came to the WNBA with the same type of hype. And she's backed it up.
Caitlin Clark changed the WNBA. It's okay. It's okay to say that. You're not diminishing what the founding, fathers of the WNBA did.
What if the biggest superstar in basketball right now isn't even in the NBA? That's the question people are starting to ask about Caitlin Clark. Because everywhere you look, basketball legends are talking about her. Not just fans. Not just media. We're talking about icons. Shaquille O'Neal, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, Allen Iverson. Even whispers involving Michael Jordan. And the scary part? Most of them think Caitlin Clark is only getting started. Out of all the legends praising Caitlin Clark, Allen Iverson's comments may have been the most revealing. Because Iverson didn't just compliment her game. He recognized himself in her.
Man, shoot the blood out of the ball. You know what I mean? I never seen anything like it. You know what I mean? And then just how aggressive she is, and not just scoring in basketball, getting her teammates involved as well. I think she's so great.
WNBA players, Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark, who many are saying are the Larry Bird and Magic Johnson of the WNBA. Do you like that when you hear that?
I like it. Caitlin, her teammates got to come to her defense.
Sure.
You can't allow her to have to fight every battle.
The swagger, the confidence, the fearlessness. Iverson built his entire legacy on attacking bigger defenders and making impossible plays look easy. He changed basketball culture forever. And when he watches Caitlin Clark, he sees that same energy. Clark doesn't overpower people physically. She destroys them with skill. Deep threes. Insane passes. Logo shots that leave arenas stunned. Like Iverson in his prime, she makes defenders look helpless. And according to people close to the league, Iverson believes Clark hasn't even reached her peak yet. That should terrify the rest of the WNBA. Then came Magic Johnson. And this is where the conversation became serious. Magic didn't just praise Clark. He suggested she could eventually become one of the greatest players in WNBA history. That's not a small statement coming from one of basketball's greatest winners. Magic has also compared the rivalry between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese to his legendary battles with Larry Bird. Think about that for a second. Magic versus Bird helped save the NBA in the 90s.
Victor, who's a WNBA player that inspires you, and what makes her stand out to you?
I think Caitlin Clark.
Finds Clark from the logo. Clark behind the back. Oh, it's Smith with the finish.
When she was in college, the only college player that I was really in awe of the game,
Pulls it back, knocks it down.
I'm saying men and women's college basketball, she's probably the most impressive.
I can describe it firsthand, having played her 2 years in a row in the playoffs. She's a generational talent. She's a young lady that you just can't take your eyes off of when you watch her play. And I know all of Iowa is proud of her, as they should.
1980s. Their rivalry brought ratings, media attention, and millions of new fans to basketball. Now many believe Clark and Reese are doing something similar for women's basketball. Different personalities. Different fan bases. Constant drama. But together, they've become must-watch television. And Magic even went a step further by saying Clark's teammates need to protect her more physically because of how aggressively opponents target her. That comment sparked massive debate across the basketball world. Here's the part people still can't believe. Caitlin Clark isn't just popular. She's changing the business of basketball.
Caitlin, and there's no shade to Angel. It's just what Caitlin has to face on a nightly basis of like them trying to stop
Number
her.
one on scattering.
Like they like
yes.
you like she can't get equal opportunity as everyone else because then she would average, I think she would average 25, 26 a game because you're not trying to gear the scouting report to stop her. Like Angel Reese, I feel like they're not giving her as much of a strenuous assignment when it comes to scouting report because she's going to do what she does. She rebounds. It's hard to stop.
You women out there, y'all petty, man. Hey, LeBron, you're 100% right on these girls hating on Caitlin Clark.
Y'all petty, girls. I expect men to be petty because we're the most insecure group in the world.
I think it's reprehensible what they're allowing some of these players. Anybody that does something flagrant to this young lady for what she's brought to the game should be suspended and fined big time for doing that. Man, think about it, y'all.
Former NBA coach George Karl compared her impact to Julius Erving, better known as Dr. J, who helped revolutionize professional basketball decades ago. And honestly, the numbers support it. When Clark and the Indiana Fever played road games, attendance exploded across the league. Teams suddenly moved games into bigger arenas. Tickets sold out instantly. TV ratings skyrocketed. Some franchises saw attendance increases over 300%. That's not hype anymore. That's transformation. Even more shocking, the Fever reportedly outdrew several NBA teams in total attendance during stretches of the season. Think about how insane that sounds. A WNBA rookie creating crowds larger than NBA franchises. That almost never happens. Then there's Victor Wembanyama. Nobody understands impossible expectations better than Wemby. He entered the NBA with future GOAT pressure before playing a single game. And after watching Caitlin Clark's rookie season unfold, he openly respected the way she handled the spotlight. The pressure around Clark was overwhelming. Every game became national news. Every mistake got criticized. Every performance went viral. And somehow, she still delivered. Clark didn't just survive the pressure. She thrived in it. That's what impressed so many athletes across sports. But honestly, the strongest praise may have come from someone who desperately wanted to beat her. Kim Mulkey. Mulkey coached LSU and faced Clark in one of the biggest NCAA tournament battles in recent memory. And after Clark torched LSU for 41 points, Mulkey said something unforgettable. "Thank goodness I don't have to see you anymore." That's respect. Real respect. Because legendary coaches don't say things like that unless they truly believe they've witnessed greatness. Former NBA player Rashad McCants has also become one of Clark's loudest supporters. From the moment she entered the WNBA, McCants kept saying people would eventually have no choice but to respect her greatness. And honestly, that prediction is looking more accurate every month. Even when Clark wasn't winning every award, the conversation around her never stopped. Because she became bigger than stats. She became a movement. And here's where things took an unexpected turn.
By the way, still stupid. A Team USA to not have on a team. You want to grow women's basketball globally? How do you have an Olympics competition this year without Caitlin Clark on it? I called your fools then. And one of these days, you're going to fess up and admit we were damn fools for not having Caitlin Clark on the 2024 Team USA Olympics.
Beck was asked about Caitlin Clark's Time Athlete of the Year award, and he must have got the script robbed because he credited everybody.
For this next chapter when you look out to the next year? Oh gosh, I think that's hard. I think obviously I want to be a WNBA champion one day. I want to be an Olympics gold medalist one day. I think those are all goals that I've wanted since I was a young girl that I wrote down on a piece of paper. So I think those are the biggest things. And nobody said they're going to happen right away when I first entered the league. I think just learning, working hard, going to a franchise and helping elevate women's basketball more than anything, but don't lose the fun and the passion of the game. That's the reason I've always played, and continuing to bring that with me.
Charles Barkley stepped into the conversation and defended Caitlin Clark against critics who seemed uncomfortable with her popularity. Barkley made it clear. Clark bringing millions of new viewers to women's basketball should be celebrated, not attacked. That statement exploded online. Because deep down, many fans were already noticing the tension surrounding Clark's meteoric rise. Some embraced it. Some resisted it. But nobody could ignore it. And that's usually what happens when a true superstar arrives. This is bigger than basketball now. Caitlin Clark has become a cultural phenomenon. Kids copy her logo threes. Fans pack arenas just to watch warm-ups. Legends can't stop talking about her. And maybe the wildest part? She's still at the beginning of her career. That's what makes this story feel different. Most rookies slowly grow into superstardom. Clark entered the league carrying the attention of an entire sport on her shoulders. And somehow, she made women's basketball bigger than ever. The praise from basketball legends isn't random. These are players who understand greatness better than anyone. They recognize the impact. They recognize the pressure. And most importantly, they recognize the rare ability to change a sport forever. Allen Iverson sees her swagger. Magic Johnson sees her potential. George Karl sees a revolutionary force. And fans everywhere are witnessing history in real time. The scary truth? Caitlin Clark may still just be scratching the surface. So now we want to hear from you. Can Caitlin Clark become the greatest WNBA player of all time? Or is the hype getting too big too fast? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more basketball stories, breaking news, and legendary moments. Have you ever seen one player change an entire sport before your eyes? Because that's exactly what's happening with Caitlin Clark. At this point, it's not just basketball fans talking about her anymore. It's legends, Hall of Famers, NBA champions, and some of the biggest names in basketball history are saying things about Caitlin Clark that nobody expected. The scary part? She might still be only getting started. One of the loudest voices defending Caitlin Clark has been Charles Barkley. Barkley has made it clear that some of the criticism surrounding Clark comes from jealousy. And honestly, a lot of fans agree. As Clark entered the WNBA with record-breaking attention, sold-out arenas, and massive media coverage, not everyone welcomed the spotlight. But Barkley didn't hesitate to defend her. He praised the way Clark handles pressure, fame, and criticism while continuing to elevate the entire league. That's what impressed him most. Not just the talent. The maturity. Because becoming the face of a sport at 22 years old can crush people. Instead, Clark got stronger. Then came Rick Barry. And he was blunt. Barry said anyone disrespecting Clark's game simply doesn't understand basketball. That statement exploded online. But he didn't stop there. Barry also argued the league needs to do more to protect Clark from overly physical play and hard fouls. That debate became one of the biggest stories in women's basketball. Because every time Clark stepped on the floor, emotions ran high. Opponents played harder. Crowds got louder. Pressure increased. And through all of it, Clark kept producing. Then Kevin Garnett said something that instantly went viral. Speaking alongside Paul Pierce, Garnett admitted, "This is the first time in basketball where I know more women college players than men." That's a massive statement from an NBA icon. But what came next shocked fans even more. Garnett claimed Caitlin Clark could walk into almost any environment and still dominate because her skill level is that elite. He praised her shooting, confidence, and ability to completely control games offensively. And honestly, that's exactly what makes Clark different. She doesn't just score. She changes the geometry of basketball. Stephen A. Smith also became one of Clark's strongest supporters. But his praise went beyond basketball. Stephen A. talked about how Clark has consistently shown respect toward the women who built the game before her. That mattered to him. He pointed out that Clark's success has helped shine a brighter spotlight on the entire WNBA, not just herself. And according to Stephen A., that's one reason so many people connect with her. She competes fiercely. But she also understands the bigger picture. Here's where things become historic. Coaches and analysts are now comparing Clark's impact to what Stephen Curry did to the NBA. Think about that. Before Curry, logo threes felt impossible. Now, kids everywhere practice them daily. Caitlin Clark is doing the same thing for women's basketball. Defenders now have to pick her up near half court. Teams completely redesign defensive schemes just to stop her. And when she launches from the logo, entire arenas hold their breath. That kind of influence is rare. Very rare. The impact isn't just emotional. It's measurable. Clark's jersey became one of the best-selling jerseys in WNBA history. The Indiana Fever suddenly became one of the biggest attractions in basketball. TV ratings exploded. Social media engagement skyrocketed. Road arenas sold out instantly. Some WNBA broadcasts drew numbers nobody thought were possible just a few years ago. And businesses noticed too. Sponsors rushed toward women's basketball. Merchandise sales jumped across the league. Cities started seriously discussing WNBA expansion opportunities. That's bigger than sports. That's cultural impact. There may not be anyone whose opinion matters more in Indiana basketball than Larry Bird. And Bird has openly praised Clark for bringing excitement back to basketball in the state. That's huge. Indiana lives and breathes basketball. For Bird to recognize Clark's influence says everything. What he especially appreciates is how Clark respects basketball history while still changing the future of the game. That balance matters to old-school legends. Then came one of the biggest moments yet. Time magazine named Caitlin Clark Athlete of the Year. That placed her alongside global icons like LeBron James, Lionel Messi, and Simone Biles. Think about how crazy that is. A young WNBA star becoming one of the most recognizable athletes on earth. That's not normal. That's generational. One of the most interesting reactions came from Shaquille O'Neal. Shaq had previously seemed cautious about all the Caitlin Clark hype, partly because of his friendship with Angel Reese. But eventually, even he couldn't deny what he was seeing. After Clark's incredible rookie season and growing cultural impact, Shaq publicly congratulated her and called her a fabulous player. That moment mattered. Because when legends stop debating and start accepting greatness, you know something special is happening. This may be the most important part of the entire story. Youth basketball programs across the country are reportedly exploding in popularity. Young girls and boys are showing up wearing number 22 jerseys. They're practicing logo threes, quick-release jumpers, deep pull-ups. Coaches say Clark has completely changed what young players believe is possible. That's how sports evolve. One player inspires the next generation. And Caitlin Clark is doing exactly that right now. Here's the scary thought. What if this is only the beginning? Some analysts believe Clark could eventually land one of the biggest signature shoe deals in women's basketball history. Others think her popularity could help push the WNBA toward expansion in new cities. And on the court? She's already chasing championships with a fever after helping transform the franchise into a playoff team again. The numbers are already incredible. All WNBA honors, rookie records, MVP votes. But honestly, the biggest thing she's done can't even be measured statistically. She made millions of people care about women's basketball in a way they never had before. Caitlin Clark isn't just living up to the hype anymore. She's becoming something even bigger. A movement. A phenomenon. A player changing basketball culture in real time.